Today's video is from a hitting session when I was practicing together with one of the most exciting and best up-and-coming players in the world right now. He's only 21 years old and already has an ATP ranking of 29. Most notably, he made the quarterfinals of the Australian Open this year, and he made the fourth round of Wimbledon. And he's currently fighting a lot in the US Open right now. I think he has a very tough draw there, but make sure to check how that one goes for him. But yeah, I'm talking about Jiří Lehečka. And in this video, I'm just gonna break down our practice, kind of what I thought was the key differences between his game and my game, and what I need to improve in order to try to compete and get to his level. And yeah, just what I learned from this session with him. And maybe if you watch closely, you might see a little pancake serve there. So this session was actually the morning of his first round during the ATP 250 tournament, Stockholm Open. And yeah, he was actually taking on Mr. Grigor Dimitrov later on this center court, and actually must have done a pretty good job because he did end up beating Grigor there in 3 sets. So you're welcome for that one, Jiří. But yeah, just hitting with Jiří here, and especially just watching myself play some right now, I must say that I've really seen some major improvement, especially on my forehand side with my acceleration and stuff. If you watch this closely, I kind of see it myself, at least, that my acceleration kind of is a little rounded, which is something that I've really been trying to get away from. Just trying to have a little more forward, especially as really much like Jiří is doing here. He really just hits through the ball and is so loose with his wrist as he's accelerating forward, and just kind of having a lot clearer kind of loading and hitting session there. And I just feel like my issue has been previously, and I want to say that I've improved this a lot, because this footage was actually taken about a little less than a year ago, and since then I worked a lot on this, just trying to bring the racket back and kind of load it and then accelerate forward, kind of what I did there pretty well. But then I had this issue sometimes that I kind of dropped the racket a little bit, and yeah, I ended up just having a little too rounded acceleration here. But good rally there, obviously not missing too much when we're just at this tempo, and now we're just slowly but surely bringing up the tempo a little more feet and legs engaged here. And yeah, I feel like I'm actually very comfortable in this tempo. I do hit a lot of open stance, and that's also something that I've been working very hard on, just trying to maybe step in every now and then when I get the opportunity to close stance there in order to reach for the ball a little longer. But I mean, I must say that I'm very comfortable in this tempo, even though he's probably not going like full, but we're getting pretty close to it. But as I mentioned there in the beginning, you know, his wrists and everything is so loose, and like that kind of like close stands every now and then when he can take the ball a little earlier like that. Same thing here again. I just feel like it does a big difference with him just pushing me back a little bit. You can kind of notice here, he's taking a lot of close stands there, stepping in, and I'm just getting pushed backwards. So we're gonna get a little better view here of Jiří. Obviously with him, we're switching sides here. Yeah, just doing such a good job here of, you see that lean in, especially with the backhand, and then the forehand, same thing again. Always when he has the opportunity, taking that big step forward and really getting so much body weight behind it. And I actually remember this practice that I was kind of like trying to copy him a little bit and trying to learn from that. So I think I was trying to work on that, like closing in on those forehands like I did there. Same thing here, because I was watching him do so many close stands. And yeah, I remember at this time I was doing so many open stands, but I was really looking at him and I was like, yeah, he's obviously hitting the ball pretty well. So I was just trying to copy him as much as possible. And that is something that I've improved a lot, I want to say, nowadays. And maybe like choosing what balls to go open or closed. And obviously playing matches is a lot different compared to just hitting down the middle like this, when you really have the opportunity to time the ball and stuff like that. But what I really like about Jiří though, I just feel like he's such a modern tennis player, if that makes sense. Like he just plays so aggressive but still so calm. Like I can really vouch that he's extremely strong in his legs and core and upper body. I don't know, just physically very well trained, that he's just so strong here, like balance wise. He can stay low and just really direct the power and pace where he wants to, like perfect there down the line. And yeah, going back to myself, that's really something I worked on, and I can kind of see it here as well, that like I've gotten a lot stronger since this, like just getting a little lower and stronger when I'm watching back my footage from these days. But yeah, just going through some cross court there, he started switching some up the line and then moved into some volleys. And yeah, it was really cool about Yuri. I just feel like he's a very complete player. I don't really see any big issues. Obviously, can't be too many when you're 30, I don't know, 29 in the world. But yeah, it's really solid at the net and from the baseline as well and everything. I just feel like he's very good at not doing more. Like, he just has a very clear like plan with the volleys. Like, everything just looks so compact all the time, and there's nothing crazy going on, if you want to call it that. And yeah, it's just such a solid overall player that's constantly kind of suffocating his opponents with just like heavy shots, corner to corner, solid serves, and just being so aggressive with that close stance when he gets an opportunity, when a ball drops short. And just having that kind of like constant back and forth movement really is tough to play against. And yeah, that's for sure how he's winning a lot of matches and, you know, taking out so many, like multiple top 10 wins. In order to obviously get to quarterfinals of a Grand Slam, you have to take out some pretty good names. But yeah, after him taking some volleys here, I'm moving up there and just trying to get ready here. I'm actually playing the doubles tournament here in ATP 250 Stockholm Open. If you haven't checked that out, make sure to check that out. I actually have a lot of those videos here on the channel. But yeah, just take some volleys while he's just kind of grooving a little bit from the back, and yeah, just going back to what I feel like I've improved a lot since this practice, and probably a lot thanks to him and just being around him and learning from what he does, is when you look at him here, that he's always kind of looking to take a step in, always looking to kind of like lean in a little bit on these balls, even though it's like a slow pace and just kind of working with the movement there. It's just constantly kind of learning and having this kind of like rhythmic dancing, I guess, is yeah, I just feel like that constant movement and just having that imprinted in your head to always kind of do it automatically really makes all the difference there. Yeah, as mentioned, he's just mainly warming up for his first round match against Grigor Dimitrov. So just hitting through all the shots here, you know, some overheads, volleys, just trying to really feel that movement on the court and get ready. And then obviously after this, we move into some serve and returns. And yeah, just looking back at my own game here, because I haven't seen myself play in a while, and yeah, like a year ago in a while. And I don't know, I see a lot of improvements in my serve as well. You can let me know if you see the same things. Let me know in the comments, obviously, from one of my more recent videos, if you've seen the difference. I really see myself just having a lot more loading, like that I can kind of like rotate and curve in a lot more with my body. And same thing on my forehand and backhand. I just feel like I've gotten so much stronger in the legs that I can really load up a lot more and still not overcoil it, so you don't have enough power to kind of like uncoil and release the power. And yeah, it's just kind of funny looking back at this and just seeing how much I've improved ever since, even though my rankings dropped a lot lately because of other issues. But I don't know, that's why I'm pretty excited to get going again, because I feel like I've improved a lot in tennis lately, even though my ranking has gone the opposite way. But I feel like that's very important, though, to not focus too much on that. Mainly focus on, you know, the progress and improvement, because that's obviously the most important thing, you know, actually getting better and playing better tennis. But yeah, here's Yuri serving some. Same thing here. I really kind of just like his game because it feels so easy. It's just so much like just tossing the ball, loading, and then boom, and just going for it. Obviously, I kind of want to say that maybe the serve is... No, I mean, I wouldn't say his biggest weakness, because obviously he serves very well consistently. Obviously, it's not like a crazy weapon such as Kyrgios or someone like that. But to be honest, like, looking at it, I feel like his serve is pretty much perfect for his game style. Just very consistent, very like heavy serves, hitting his spot, and then just looking to set it up with his forehand and just being aggressive on those. But yeah, just hitting through some of those and And when I was serving against him, or when he was serving on me, I was just returning and letting him hit some, you know, like first shots and just trying to get on it. And yeah, just kind of focus on getting on the rhythm here, and especially with returning for him was probably the main focus. I was probably gonna get on the court again before my doubles match and kind of have a more doubles specific practice. And yeah, I hit him with a pancake serve, and it's pretty funny because and I clocked down, and it's pretty funny because his coach was actually very intrigued, and I think this is actually a very important mention, if I can say that actually every time I've done the pancake serve with like a lot of top world coaches, all of them has been like very intrigued and kind of looked at like, how can we gain an advantage of this, like maybe is that something to build on, is that like, could that actually be a weapon, and like just looking at an opportunity there. Whereas a lot of other coaches, if I can call it that, when I've done the pancake service, kind of like dismissed it straight away and just kind of thought of it as a joke because nobody else has done it. And I really want to say that at this level, you know, just having that out of the box mentality a little bit could be very beneficial. And just always looking for that extra edge is really how, you know, guys like Jerry and his coach and his team, you know, is constantly pushing the level of tennis, you know, like how much you can actually do out there on the court. And yeah, just trying to build a lot on those. But to finish off the practice, we ended up playing a little tiebreaker here, so I'm just gonna let you guys check out this one and see how that one goes. And maybe got a little nervous, you know, over hitting that backhand, but we're at 1-1. Such a good return there by him. He's so good at, you know, getting his body weight behind the ball even though he's stretched out. And then, as I mentioned, with the serve, just hitting his spots and then constantly starting to kind of dictate the points from there, and just being just very consistent with those. Had to go for a low pancake serve there, just missed it though. I actually felt pretty good about that one, but kind of struggling a little bit with my back, and that's actually something that I've been working a lot on ever since. That I had this tendency of kind of like just releasing too early with my hips, and it just kind of ends up being a little too pushy, exactly like that return. And great serve by Yeri there to kind of finish off that breaker that he took home. But yeah, that's everything for that session. But of course, a big thanks to Yeri and his team for letting me practice with them. Funny little side note, I'm actually half Czech, so we kind of bonded a little bit over that one. But either way, it was a lot of fun, and a lot of learning, just hanging out with them and kind of picking his coach brain, especially like kind of how he's thinking with Yeri's game and such. And just seeing firsthand how well he moves with that forward and backward movements. Like obviously I've seen him a lot playing matches and like match highlights and videos from like the Australian Open and stuff like that after, but really putting that in context with the session that I've had with him when I felt it was so up close, really just brings a lot of experience to my game. I feel like that I can just really learn on that feeling and how what I'm looking for in my game to try to compete with these guys on this level. Really fun session there, and yeah, thanks again to Yuri and everyone there, and thanks to you guys for watching this. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao!